Good morning, everybody. Here today we are looking for the another part of this elasticity, that is bending of beam. Myself, Satyajit Chauhan. So, what the bending is to be there? It's simply nothing but to be or the beam is to be there. Bending of beam. Before that, we have to see what is meaning to be as an bending is to be there. If a beam, as far as going to be concerned, it is nothing but to be a simple single a uniform material, or the either it is rectangular or it is that is sorry it is rectangular or circular continuous material throughout the end of the part or the material, that is going to be called your basically simply as an beam is to be there. And this beam means to be either beam is either it is circular or it is rectangular is to be there. Now secondly, as this part is going to be concerned, the bending is to be there. If the one part of the beam is going to be at this end, it is going to be fixed, and another part at this end, if the load is going to be generated there, then this particular part where, if you look at carefully, the two things are going to be happening. That is, one is to be the upper part is going to be stretched, and lower part is going to be compressed, and that is what the bending is to be there. As far as the stretching is at the upper part is to be there at this stage, it is completely to be as an sorry it is simply completely increased, that is very much high. And at the lower stage, that is compression is to be there, and it is too much high at the lower bottom. But as far as the change in this case is going to be occur, how much amount of the load is given, according to that the upper part will be going to be stretched and the lower part for this beam is going to be compressed, and this upper surface is going to be stretched and the lower surface is going to be compressed. But the another important factor, as far as the stretching is going to be concerned, this stretching at the upper part is going to be decreasing slowly up to the middle part, as far as stretching is to be there. As far as the compression is going to be there, it is max at the bottom level, and it is going on decreasing up to the middle. And middle part is nothing but to be called your neutral axis, or where there is no compression or there is no extension is to be there. And such type of the axis at the center, which is called to be as an neutral axis is to be there. And where there is no stretching and no compression is to be there, whatever be the stretching is to be going from the upper side to this center of the axis, it is going to be decreasing. As far as whatever be the compression is to be there from the bottom to the central of the axis, it is going to be decreasing. So maximum compression is at the lower end, maximum stretching is at the upper end, according to the what amount of the load is given. Now this is what exactly meaning to be as an bending is to be there, and what the bending is going to be occurs. Now looking forward, if we will take a cross section of this part, then we will see another parts which are to be shown here. This is what the cross section part. And here if you see this EF, what is to be there, that is to be as a neutral axis, and what we discussed and in this case, this neutral axis where there is no compression, there is no extension is to be there. Now this plane which is to be shown here, this is called to be as an the plane passing perpendicular to this neutral axis is nothing but to be called neutral surface. This is the neutral surface area is to be there, where this area is to be there which covers this neutral axis, that is to be as an your neutral surface is to be there. Secondly, very important factor, the plane. If you look at this ABCD, this is what the ABCD plane passing through this your neutral axis, but again in the perpendicular direction. This ABCD is going to be perpendicular, the plane which is going to be passing perpendicular through this neutral axis and perpendicular to the neutral surface. This is called as a plane of the symmetry, and the bending is to be there. Another part which is to be the axis of the bending. If you look at this PQ is nothing but to be called bending axis of the bending, which is perpendicular to both, to whom this neutral axis, this neutral surface, as well as the plane of the symmetry is to be there. म्हणजे हा जो ॲक्सिस ऑफ द बेंडिंग आहे तो परपेंडिक्युलर कुणाकुणाला असतो, न्यूट्रल ॲक्सिसला ॲज वेल ॲज प्लेन ऑफ द सिमेट्रीला. आणि अशा प्रकारची लाईन विच इज पासिंग पी क्यू इज नथिंग बट टू बी कॉल्ड axis of bending is to be there. So this is all about the bending of the beam, and regarding the what is mean to be bending is to be there. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you and take care.